Hello, Courtney.
Hi, hello. Oh, it's so good to finally see you.
Oh, the same here. The same here. You know, I was reading on your bio, and Courtney, you know, you're right in Senegal, right? You're right on the ship,
Yes, right
on
in
the African
Senegal.
Mercy.
Yeah, yes, and really at the front of the ship. Actually, we were on the dock initially, but we were experiencing some high winds, and so we were rushing up the stairs, and now we are on the bridge of the ship. So let me give you guys a little tour
Nice.
in cruises, and I know all my Mercy shippers too are back in Texas and also on the ship watching. But you can see here we are right on the water. See the water behind me?
Yes.
And then just turning a little bit, and you can see some of the other ships on the dock. And then behind me here, you guys can wave. Yes. Okay. Those are some. Those are some awesome volunteers, some nurses, some people from our communications team as well that will be talking to you shortly. I can't wait for you to hear their story. But yeah, I'm very excited to be here. It's really a privilege because my whole purpose is to document dignity and lives transformed, and to connect people with transformation. And so when I heard about Mercy Ships, and of course our motto here is bringing hope and healing. It's not just a motto, it's part of our DNA, especially being a medical mission, right? I knew that I had to literally jump on board. And so from Texas to now the AFM, like I said, I have the privilege of being here and hearing some of the stories, not only from the patients, but the people who have really given up their lives and raised their hand and said, send me, I'll go. And I want to be one of the ones that helps transform lives as well. So.
Because when I was reading your bio, Courtney, and you had a good life going for you. You know, you really felt like you were in a place of contribution, and then make this step to say, okay, look, I want to go to Mercy Ships. I want to actually be on a ship, leave my family behind, travel to places that I've never been before. And be in a role where, as you say, you know, you're now the media manager of all Mercy ships, right? They have, if I understand well, there's the three ships, and you're the one responsible to make sure that the media gets out to the people. They hear these incredible stories. But so why did you make that choice? I mean, you know, what was really the biggest motive for going on the ship?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so let me set some things straight. One thing is, I am not the sole person that gets out this message. It is not just up to me. If I could speak the names of all of the people working behind the scenes, some on the front lines, as you say, there would be too many to count. This was a vision given back in 1978. And so the integrity of this organization speaks volumes. The mission of this organization speaks volumes. If we're talking about over 100,000 people who their lives have been personally changed, and then communities around them, surrounding them, and families changed as well, that's more than enough. More reason enough. I also know too that you know, speaking with the whole ship analogy, right? We're never just one ship, right, sailing alone. It really does take a community and a village. And I love working with a team. And this is an amazing team here. Other people who feel the same way, that I'm willing to give up something that may be deemed valuable for a greater good, something that has more of a lasting value and a legacy that I can leave. So.
No, I'm very excited to see that you took on that job, and I'm sure, you know, you're gonna do great because you love to create stories, tell stories, and this is what this is about. I think, you know, when I think of Mercy Ships and the idea, because you said 100,000 people have been impacted. That's just 100,000 operations, right?
Yes.
Surgeries. We're not talking about impact. You know, this is just surgeries that have been done on ship. Can you imagine? And they were all free of charge, correct? They were all given to the people. People didn't have to do anything. Tell us a little bit about what kind of surgeries, what kind of needs come to the ship when you visit, like, for example, Senegal.
Yes. You're exactly right. So we have 2 ships now, thanks to generous donors. I just want to hit home on that. So we have the Africa Mercy, which is here in Dakar, Senegal, and then we have the Global Mercy as well. So now we have twice the impact. But the types of surgeries that we offer are surgeries that are life transforming and life saving. So think about large tumors, and this is something that you may not see in the United States, right, or in the West. But these are families that are deeply impacted because they don't have access to safe surgery, access to healthcare, good healthcare, and so that's part of our mission to provide that.
Now,
yes.
Let me ask you this: you know, when you're on the ship, right, and basically, so you're one of the staff members, but most of the crew they're all volunteers, correct?
So all of their funds is up to them. They raise their own funds. They raise their own funds. So everything they have to raise, and so that's why donations again are so important as well.
So let's say you're a doctor and you say, look, I'm so in love with the mission of Mercy Ships, and I want to dedicate 2 months of my year, and I want to help operate on eyes, or I want to help operate on tumors or whatever is needed. That person pays for his own stay on the ship?
Own stay on the ship, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there must be something more than just having a fun. It doesn't look like you're going on a cruise. You're actually going on a mission.
Yes, you are that's exactly right. That's exactly
right. Very
right.
nice. So now the other thing which I think is very important to mention is that, you know, you're not just going there and then the people who want to be helped and can be helped in that short time span just depend on the ship. What is it that Mercy Ship also does when it comes to creating training centers and people that are actually in the country that continue the work? I mean, I also understand that in Mercy Ships you have a whole, you have a way to bring on doctors, nurses on the ship and to train them so that the people don't depend on the ship and the doctors that come once in a while, but they can actually do the work there. Tell us about that tremendous work.
Yes. So not just the surgeries, but sustainability as well. And so for that, I actually want to bring in one of our volunteers, Matt, who's been volunteering. Yes, Matt, come on.
Yes,
yeah,
come on, Matt.
Come over. Our MCB program. And let's see, Matt, say hello.
Hey,
how are you doing, Matt? Great to see you.
Great to meet you. I'm doing very well, thank you.
You know, Matt, tell us about that part of the training specifically, because, you know, I just know that you're on the ship and you're not in the medical section, as it were. You're not one of the doctors but still there's all families on the ship, correct? So there's a whole tribe of people that make this floating city hospital work. What is your role in the ship?
For sure. Yeah, I think you hit it on the head there. Not medical at all, but I'm actually working as an administrative assistant for what we call the medical capacity building. In short, we say MCB because it's always a mouthful. But what that means is I essentially support the project managers who go out and run the courses, and they in turn are partnering with worldwide global partners to enforce globally recognized training. So it's accredited by organizations, so we're giving top quality training to the people who wouldn't regularly have a chance to get access to that.
When you say people, you mean nurses, doctors? What does that include?
Yeah, so usually I would be including specifically healthcare professionals, but as of last year, we actually recognized a real need of growth in the mental health sector. And so we're reaching out to even spiritual support as well, so church leaders as well as healthcare professionals. So when I say people, I do really mean the whole bandwidth.
In other words, it's a holistic approach to the health of the person's life, and then also helping them to become what they need to become. It's so awesome. Now tell us why are you, because you've been there for several years, right, with Mercy Ships.
So for myself, I first came onto the ship in 2020, decided to dip my toe in the water, as we say, and fell in love with it. So I first served in the dining room, just feeding people 3 times a day, as we like to be fed. but then got the opportunity to serve with MCB. And so I came back and decided to commit to a 2-year commitment, really seeing out the long-term prospect there. And I guess similar to you guys looking to do it again, I guess I decided to come back and do it again. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, for your participation and for your work there, because you're one of these. So how many staff members, how many volunteers are on the ship, actually, on the Africa Mercy?
So within field service, we have about 300 to 400 crew, and then we'll have day crew. So we do employ the local Senegalese to support us, and without them, we really wouldn't be able to get this thing going. So they're invaluable, and we have about close to 200 local Senegalese day crew who support us in this mission. So really partnering with the country itself in bringing the hope and healing, as we say.
Now, Matt, if you could say something to the people that are listening now. We have people from inCruises, we have partner members, they love to cruise, they identify with ships, right? But at the same time, we know that they want to help. Many of them want to say, look, how can I help in the missions like you have? What would you tell them? Why would they need to help? Why would they at this moment say, look, I want to give, $1,000 or $500 or whatever I can give, to Mercy ships?
For sure. I think what has blown my mind is just you don't know what you don't know. And when I stepped onto here, there's so much help that is offered, there's so much love that's given, and that's all made feasible by the generous contributions. So I'd say if they can give, to give, but also if they love ships, then come on down and come and support. There's a whole village on board here, so we'd love to have you with us.
Yeah, that's another thing. People can volunteer, like you did. So you raise your own, your own money to sustain yourself during that time, and then you could. Okay, well, we need to talk about that too, because we need to include that in our cruising packages. One would be Mercy ship, help the world. Help people. That would be awesome. Well, Matt, we want to move on to. I would like to talk also to Mary, if Mary is there. Courtney.
Yes. Yeah, Mary.
Tell us about Mary a little bit, Courtney.
Okay, so Mary has been on the ship for a few years, a few field services. I think her first one was back in Cameroon. Is that right, Mary? Okay, she'll tell you a little bit more about that and why the AFM is deemed the love boat.
Oh.
Okay, we call the Africa Mercy here the love boat for a specific reason. So Mary's in some scrubs. She just finished work. I'll let her finish the story.
All right.
Hello.
Hey, Mary, nice to meet you. Where are you from?
Thank you. I'm from the States, most specifically Pennsylvania.
Wow. Now, I'm going to read here what it says. Nurse in maxillofacial surgical ward.
Got it. Perfect.
Now, that's a mouthful. I actually know about it because of a doctor that treated me, and he told me about what he does. He does that. It's the restoration, right, of the face. It's things that are deformed, isn't it? Tell us about what that means. What does that include when you're watching over people or helping that department in the ship when it comes to facial restoration?
Yeah. So basically, that's a very big, fancy word for any kind of tumor or defect that happens in your face or your neck area.
Yeah.
Things that we see a lot are really big facial tumors that either occur on your jaw or on your any other bones in your face. As I mentioned before, the cleft lips and palates all come to us, which is very fun. Just get to care for the sweet little babies.
So there's sweet little babies, but there's also adults, I understand, correct?
Yeah. So we have I like our ward because we have a lot of variety. So we'll have grown-ups and then all the way down to a couple-month-old babies. Get to see a lot.
Now, why is the Africa Mercy also the love boat for you? What happened to you there?
Well, I am not the first. It had this reputation long before I arrived. But when I flew into Cameroon, I happened to be on the same plane with a gentleman named Ryan, and we walked up the gangway onto the ship on the same night. And at some point, our boss saw us having a chat and got some ideas in her mind about what she thought could happen.
Yes.
So she coordinated our schedules so that we would both work night shift together, which can be a little bit more quiet, lots of time for chatting, and the rest is history.
So it was a setup, huh? It was a setup.
Yeah, it was a setup, but I'm very grateful.
Yes, no, that's a beautiful story. Now, tell us, you know, the listeners, tell us about one experience that really captured your heart. You know, where you could see the before and after with the work that Mercy Ship is offering to the people that need help.
Yeah, I think before I came to the ship, I watched a lot of the media that Mercy Ships puts out, and it gives you like a glimpse and a window into how debilitating not having access to surgeries and safe surgery can be. So I already had that passion and excitement to be a part of those transformations, but it wasn't truly until I sat down next to a patient. She was about 11, and she had come from one of the really rural areas in Cameroon. She had a large facial tumor that was impacting her ability to breathe and her ability to eat. So she was severely malnourished. And she was one of our patients who we actually got into the surgical schedule emergently before. Normally we have a little time and we'll schedule them in pretty far out, but she didn't have that time. And I think sitting next to her bed and just realizing that if the ship hadn't come to this country at this time for this little girl, that she might not have had a future. And that the image of that little girl as she came into our ward and as we got to know her will stay with me forever.
That's so beautiful. I think there is nothing more beautiful to see how your contribution, you know, can transform a life, and that person can live the life to the fullest because of what you did. I really want to thank you guys. You know, I think everybody from inCruises, we at this time, we have the simple part. That's you know, donating finances. It's really not that hard compared to maybe go and make that choice and go there. But again, I just want to clarify this. You also, and Brian, your husband, right? You're raising your own support, and then give your time, give your effort, everything. You pay for it to be there.
Yeah, but it's worth it.
Wow, that's awesome. So thank you so much for sharing. I don't know if you want to have anything else to share a bit here, but you know, if not, we go on to Jessica. Give her a chance. Thank you.
Yes, Jessica is coming. And Jessica, Jess.
Yes.
Jess, I'm sorry.
Yes,
Jess.
Jess.
Hi, Jess. Nice to meet you.
I can imagine your arm is quite tired by now. How's that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yes, you look great. Beautiful. Wonderful to see you. And tell us, you know, why are you really on the ship? Why did you join Mercy Ships?
I'm here because this is just the opportunity of a lifetime. I'm a dietitian. I'm not a nurse. I'm not a doctor, but I work in hospitals. And as a dietitian, the opportunities to like serve and volunteer with an organization like Mercy Ships, they don't really exist anywhere else. I was so excited the day that I was going through the volunteer list and looking at who was there, and I was like, oh, they have a dietitian. I can come and I don't have to be a nurse or a doctor. And I get to partner with this organization that loves people, that has values that I also ascribe to, and it's just doing really good work, and it's such a privilege to be part of.
Well, now tell us about the situation. Courtney told me this, but I would like you to talk to us about this. You know that there is one person that was really ill and needed to be operated, but he could not be operated until he gained weight. Tell us your role in that sit by the bed, you know, kind of coach, kind of help him to get to the point where he could be operated.
Yeah. Can I like coach? You know what? That's probably a really good word to describe it, because that's how I felt. So this young man, he's 19 years old. He is one of these sweet guys, and he has this condition called ankylosis of the jaw. So he can't open his mouth. You can imagine makes eating very difficult. And so I met him back in 2019 when we were in Senegal, and I worked with him for 6 months to gain enough weight. And the week that he achieved his weight goal is the same week that we had to leave because of, and it was devastating, like devastating for him, devastating for everyone he met. He'd been living like with us for almost that entire time. So it was a huge investment from him, and then a huge disappointment. So I've spent the last 2 years like waiting and wondering like what's happened to him, like is he okay, like what's happened to his weight. And so we've come back. I've come back because I'm dying to know how he's going. Come back, he's lost all the weight, all that 6 months of work, it's just gone. And so we started again. And it was quicker this time. It only took 4 months. He achieved his weight goal literally only last week.
Wow, that's awesome. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you see, this is it. I mean, I can get excited about it, but for you to see that every day, you know, to see the improvement, the person knowing that if I reach that weight, I'm gonna be forever, you know, this is gonna be fixed. That must be exciting.
It's massive. Like we partied the day that like called everyone, like I was like, who do you want to tell first? And he's like, I want to tell this person and that person. We did video calls, we were dancing, and
that's so awesome.
He hasn't even had surgery yet. We're already celebrating.
Wow, you know, I'm going here over my notes a little bit. It is so beautiful to see that. And again, you know, just to make sure. So you're also a volunteer. You also raise your support.
That's
You
right.
pay to be on the ship. And is it worth it? It's absolutely worth it. I understand.
It's 100% worth it. It's worth every dollar that I save to get here. Every dollar that, you know, people like your partners also that have supported me to be here. I'm just so grateful that I have the time, but they have backed me. Yeah, I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah, I think the joy is at both ends, you know, and you know, thanks also for doing this. Keep the work up. May God bless you, and that you know, you keep on shining this super smile on everybody. Thank you so much. Well, Courtney,
Yes.
Steve, Courtney, you know, we this is just, you know, mind blowing, and I think that's why this is so important, that we actually get eyes and ears, you know, on the ship to see what's going on. We don't see the patients at this moment, but it's like a whole family, right? It's like a whole. What's the atmosphere amongst this family? How is it? Is everybody as excited as what we just heard?
Yes, and it is a community. If you can imagine, I mean, inCruises talks about transforming people's lives through travel, right? Well, we are not only transforming people's lives through these surgeries and training, but also our lives. The people who are part of Mercy Ships are transformed as well. And it is a melting pot on a ship. So people from 60 different countries, you can imagine the number of languages that you hear on the ship and in town as well. And so a mix of culture, but the larger culture is focused on loving God, loving others, and transforming people's lives. And so it's just, it's an amazing privilege. It's an amazing privilege.
Now it's very interesting, I think. You know, today we celebrate International Gratitude Day, you know, and as I hear the testimonies from you, from you know, the three lovely people that we just heard, there is such a sense of gratitude in their hearts. Even they sow their time, their energy, but then also find the funding, so they have to do that too, and then come on a ship. And because of what they do, they have such a sense of fulfillment, that there's such a gratitude. Like, what a privilege I have to do this. And I think, you know, when we think today of Gratitude Day, what is gratitude? I think gratitude is knowing that all the things that I get to do, that I have, I can still comb my hair, still brush my teeth, right? I can, you know, I have money. Like, let's say we're partners. There's so many partners, you know, that are blessed and that they have income coming in. Other people, and even though if you don't have that much, you have. If you have, this is such an opportunity to participate, right? Say, I'm so grateful for who I am thanks to other people. I'm so grateful that we get the opportunity to know about Mercy Ships, you know, and be a partner with Mercy Ships. I was thinking about partnership because Hutch really emphasized that. One of our co-CEOs, he says, look, we made the choice. And even after, when he went to Rotterdam to Global Mercy, saying, look, what this foundation, what all these people are doing is absolutely incredible. When he came back, we recorded, you know, a video with Hutch, and the word partnership came out of this. And partnership to me is like, you know, there's the word part in it. You know, who does which part? Like in this case,
Oh,
you know,
that's
Yeah, because of the vision of the visionaries. They said, look, we're gonna some way or another, we're gonna make it possible that these ships exist. And make this happen so we can serve the mission that we feel God has given us to serve. And then on the other side, there's a part that people that can donate, that can just put money into the account from Mercy Ships,
Yes.
and that becomes a partnership. And then both together, we see the results. And there is a direct relationship between the finances that come in and the amount of people that you can actually reach. Because you have now 2 ships, but you could have 4 ships. Right. So, and touch many more lives. And so I was thinking about that. And, the other thing I really think, and then I want to give you a chance to really encourage us to take action, right? Is that there is no greater joy, I believe, than contributing to the welfare of others. I've now just become a grandparent, a grandfather.
Oh, congratulations.
And a little girl, Maya Joy, she, I love my daughter, and it's like reliving my daughter. But the fact is that when my daughter was a little baby, she's now a mother, right? And she's the one now that contributes to the life of that life. And I see that when you contribute to the lives of others and they prosper, they become what they were designed to become, then that means that we also create flourishing cultures. And this is I think this is amazing. And I would like, to ask you, to tell us, partners, and members, or everybody who's listening, maybe you're not part of inCruises, but you love what you're hearing, tell us what we can do to help you fulfill the mission for Mercy Ships in Africa. Let us know.
That's so good when you talk about partnership and how everyone plays their part. So I look at it like this. There are people that can fan the flame of Mercy Ships, right? And those are people who are going to cheer. They know about the message. They believe in the mission. They're going to cheer us on. There are other people who are going to say, I'm going to follow. Send me, I'll go. I'm going to lay down what I have in my hand and my comfort. And I'm going to step into something unique, step into something bigger than myself, step into something exciting, and step into something that's going to take some faith, which again is going to lead to more fruit. Okay. And then there's the others who are going to say, I can't follow right now. I want to do more than fan the flame. I want to fuel the mission. And so those are all of our donors and people that pray. So they not only fuel us with their prayers, but with their donations. And so we're the largest non-governmental hospital ship in the world.
Yeah.
And we're not funded. Yeah, we're not funded by the government. This is all because people who've decided to take hold of this mission and run with it in their own way.
That's so important what you just said, because sometimes when there's such a scale, because this is an enormous budget, right, to run these ships, and then we're not even talking in that budget of people that raise their own finances, right? So I saw what the budget is, because it is for nonprofit. You can see it, you can see where the money goes, and I was thinking, wow, God, this is awesome. At the same time, very important that this is not subsidized by any government funds. No taxes go into this. There's recognition from the government has been, so I think the founders got a special medal because of the impact that they've made in the world and throughout all these years. But that's important. So Mercy Ship just depends on people like us. Depends on people that say, look, we're going to make a donation. And it is tax deductible if you live in certain countries, correct? Because it is for nonprofit. And I want to encourage, all the partners and all the members that are this moment listening to also from inCruises. Just think of what your donation will do in the lives of these children, of these persons, of the little testimonies, the short, small testimonies that we heard now, impacting people's lives forever. And I was thinking, make it personal. Let's say it would be my granddaughter. Let's say it would be my child. What would I do? Suddenly becomes very personal. It's not just a picture or a video of someone. Now it is close to me. And what would I do? I would do anything to make that happen. Correct? And I think, look at it that way. Look at it if just right at this moment, you get this opportunity to see that child as if it was an extension of your family, and you can make a difference in that life. And not just that, they will train people, they will set up organizations that stay there actually, that are being helped also with the donation, so that in Senegal, they're not depending on the ship to come. They will actually grow things there locally that they can help their own people. I think this is awesome. Now, the cool thing, if you're a partner and you have money in your wallet, you all know what I'm talking about. It's so easy to go to your wallet right now. You log into your back office and you see, okay, how much money do I have in my wallet? What a difference do I want to make? You know, and in the measure that you can, be generous. If today is the gratitude day, say, I'm so grateful for everything I have, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to help. And then choose the amount that will make a difference. And in few seconds, that money is gonna go to Mercy Ships so that they can do what they have been called to do. Wow. Thank you so much, Courtney. This was awesome.
Thank you. I do want to say this one thing though, because Matt said it earlier. He said, you don't know what you don't know. So when we know better, we do better. And if people want to know more about Mercy Ships, please go to mercyships.org and you can hear some of these stories. But I literally, when you look at the people that come, they are just like you and I. They are. The difference is they don't have access. And so we're bringing that to them. I start to think about some of the surgeries that we have on the west coast of Africa. They're not more children born with cleft lip than in America, but only in America we have access to change that very quickly. And so to know that we not only offer these surgeries to transform physical and external appearance, but the internal presence of someone is dynamic. And so,
awesome.
Yes, on this day of gratitude, there's so many things that I'm grateful for, and it would be such a value to see our partners continue to fuel and fan the flame of Mercy Ships.
Well, we said we will do it again, and we want to go more. I want to challenge everybody. We want to go more than 300,000. You know, if everybody just thinks about, we have so many partners. If you just think about what you could do, you know, we could reach much more and then make that impact. Now, just for those that are watching at this time and are not partners and they don't know maybe much about how to donate, you know, when you go to the bio of our Instagram account, you see like a little click, you know, little what's it called, URL that you can click on. It has the word bio in it. When you go to that screen, it will say click here to donate to Mercy Ships. So use that opportunity. Go right now. Don't wait until tomorrow, because you might forget about this awesome opportunity. Make this day, which is the gratitude day, the day where you show your gratitude by taking action and knowing that your money is going to be used wisely and it's going to go to the places where it needs to go. Well, thanks, Courtney. Thank you for your time. It was great to get to know you. I hope we reconnect again in the future. And may God bless you all in everything you do.
Yes, we're just going to wave bye to you. Goodbye.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thanks so much. See you.
Bye. See you.